And while most people see me as just another shy girl, my life is anything but ordinary. I keep to myself, lost in books and daydreams, trying to navigate a world that doesn't quite seem to fit me. But my life is a delicate balance of hiding and longing, and a secret I guard with everything I have. My family and I recently moved to a small town called Whispering Pines, nestled in a deep forest. My mom, Celine, said it was for a fresh start, but I knew better. She was always anxious, her eyes darting around as if expecting something to jump out at her. She constantly reminded me to stay hidden and keep your secret. Okay, back to my secret. Each night as the moon rose, I slipped into the woods and transformed into a unicorn. It's a magnificent form with a shimmering white coat and a horn that glowed like moonlight. In the forest, under the cover of night, I was free, a creature of magic, running wild and unbound. But by day, I was Luna, the girl who avoided mirrors and hid under a hood. I was isolated, not quite fitting in with any group at school. I didn't seek out friends or companionship because getting close to anyone could have put me in danger. So I remained on the fringes, living a double life that was both exhilarating and exhausting. Then there was Jasper. He's an artist with a sketchbook perpetually in hand, always drawing and observing. There was something different about him. His eyes seemed to see beyond the surface, and he had been curiously watching me ever since I arrived. His presence was a mix of intrigue and unease for me. One day, after school, he cornered me by my locker.
Hey Luna, I've noticed you always wear that hood. Is there a reason?
I shrugged, attempting to sound nonchalant. Just like it, keeps me warm. He raised an eyebrow, unconvinced.
There's something more, isn't there? You're always hiding.
I laughed nervously, trying to deflect. What about you? Always drawing? Jasper flipped open his sketchbook to reveal a detailed drawing of a unicorn. My heart skipped a beat.
The other night, while I was walking through the woods, I found these strange tracks in the snow. So I did a little research, and maybe, just maybe, there are unicorns out there.
I tried to maintain a casual demeanor, though anxiety bubbled beneath the surface. Unicorns aren't real, Jasper. He looked at me, his eyes sparkled with curiosity.
What if they are? What if there's something magical out there that we don't know about?
I forced a smile, feeling a sense of dread. Maybe, but I wouldn't worry about it. Despite my attempts to dissuade him, Jasper's curiosity didn't wane. He continued to question me, probing with a mix of genuine interest and persistence. His questions, though innocent, hit too close to the truth and made me uncomfortable. The next day, while I was walking to the local bookshop to get a new journal, I saw 3 men and 2 women exiting a large black SUV, all wearing the same black suit and tie. As I stayed hidden in the shadows, I got close enough to hear them speaking to Whispering Pines local sheriff, Marty Luca. They told him they belonged to a government agency of environmental researchers, but their high-tech gadgets and probing questions suggested otherwise. It was clear that they were searching for something, and I couldn't shake a feeling that it might be me. Later that night, I told my mom about the mysterious group of strangers that had arrived. Immediately, my mom's anxiety reached new heights. I watched as she ran to the closet and pulled down an old photo album from behind a row of hat boxes. She fluttered the pages until she stopped at an old newspaper clipping with a photo of the same people I saw earlier that day.
Luna, we have to be extra careful now. The OSS is here, and they're not what they seem.
I looked at her, confused. What do you mean? Who is the OSS? She gripped my shoulders, her voice trembling.
Office of Supernatural Sightings. They're looking for magical creatures. If they find out what you are, they'll capture you and use you for their own purposes. You must stay hidden.
But I need to go out at night. It's the only time I truly feel alive. My mom's eyes filled with tears.
I know, sweetheart, but it's too dangerous. Please, promise me you'll be careful.
I nodded, but in my heart, I knew it was a promise I may not be able to keep. The allure of the forest and the freedom it represented was too strong. That night, I snuck out as usual, but the OSS's presence was palpable. Their advanced sensors and patrols made it clear they were on the lookout for something. My heart raced as I navigated the forest. I was careful to stay out of sight, but in my panic, I accidentally left behind a few strands of my magical mane caught on a branch. The next day, Jasper found the strands while sketching in the woods. He was intrigued, examining them closely. Later, he approached me in the school hallway, holding the strands out with a mixture of curiosity and excitement.
Luna, look what I found!
He held them up to the light. They sparkled with cosmic energy.
They're different, almost magical.
I tried to dismiss his concerns with a laugh, but Jasper's gaze was unwavering. Magic? Are you sure? He nodded, his eyes serious. Then he looked deeply